Today we're making a Honkai Star Rail tier list, and these are of course my opinions, and I've been playing the game enough for me to understand what the characters' kits do and where I can somewhat place them so far. Now of course you guys can always give me a suggestions or your opinions down below on what you guys think on where I place these characters, if they should be higher or lower. I definitely appreciate that, but other than that, let's get right into it. Before we move on, I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like the video, and share this around. All right guys, so we got all the characters here so far that have been released, all the way to closed beta 3. Now right now Kafka is not in the game right now currently, so don't mind her. Neither is Silver Wolf, but everyone else for sure is in the game. Now as we see here guys, the first person is Yanqing. Now this character is really strong. He is a single target nuking machine, right? And he can buff up his own crit. He can buff up his own crit damage. He has CC in his kit. He has things to be very evasive, so even though he's going to be very squishy because he's like a glass cannon, he has ways of making the enemy not want to hit him and hit your other teammates, right? Most of the time he's going to be your carry, and you don't want your carries getting touched, right? Because they're very squishy. He is definitely a double S character. This guy is a beast, I'm telling you. His kit is amazing, and he just pumps out crazy damage. Not only that, he has multi-hit moves too, which is good for breaking in this game. It's not just a single target hit, and he's phenomenal. Now the other next character I want to go over guys is gonna be a 4-star character here, which is Asta. Now Asta is a 4-star support. She's the element fire, and she specializes in buffing your characters with her attack buff and giving them speed for them to be able to take their turns. That's the main gist of her. You're definitely going to be using her for that mainly, and on her E, it's a multi-hit that hits up to 5 times, so she's a excellent breaker on single target enemies, right? So she does really good with that, but if it's not like random enemies, then her E is pretty random, but even then she puts that attack up buff with her E, as long as you keep her charging orbs up. Now this character, I really like her a lot. And for me personally, I think this character goes into the A tier just because of the sheer utility she brings and how good of a breaker she is whenever you do need to bring in that fire unit. And this is a free unit as well guys. Now Bailu is a 5-star lightning unit, and she is one of the newest units here that came in the closed beta 3. Great healer, an AoE heal. She puts a buff called Invigorate. It stays on you until the enemy hits you, and then she's gonna go ahead and heal you, so you don't really have to worry about putting that Invigorate buff for a while. It also does damage reduction too in her traces when you upgrade it and stuff, but overall she's really good. Her E is pretty random, but at least you can still target who you want, and it bounces around, I guess, for that extra heal and stuff. So it's pretty random, but it's still good heal nonetheless. And she also has a passive where she can revive someone, which is really good. I mean, when hasn't been reviving one of your allies been good, right? So honestly, I think this unit, she is the best healer in the game right now currently. I think I'm just gonna put her at high S for now, and definitely can be in the double S tier easily, but we'll just leave her in S and we'll make changes if anything at the end. Next we got Bronya. Bronya. This character is nuts guys. I've already made a video on her talking about her, so you guys can go check that out if you'd like. But she actually is an insane buffing support where she buffs the attack and crit damage of all your allies, and also has an ability where she can basically give one of your allies an extra turn, and they also keep their turn after that while boosting their damage. And then she becomes a pseudo damage dealer too. Once you level up her traces, she's going to be always guaranteeing a crit, and you're going to want to build her crit damage as well, because the more crit damage you have on her, the more crit damage she's going to give to your allies as well. Of course, through a certain percentage of it, not all of it, but it's still good because she has 100% crit, and you're going to be building her with a lot of crit damage. you're gonna be hitting some pretty decent numbers on your basic attack. And on her basic attack, she also has something where it moves her up in the turn meter even more. So she's gonna be taking turns, refilling her energy bar, also supporting and moving your teammates up and stuff. So yeah, very, very solid unit. I think she's the best support, buffing support in the game right now. Easily Bronya goes in the double S tier. Next we got Don Heng. Don Heng, I think he is a good unit. He is a 4-star wind unit. He does a lot of single target damage and brings a debuff of slowdown on a unit and does multi hits on his E. And when he ults on a slowed down target, he's going to be doing a lot of damage to them. This unit does a lot of damage, but other than that, really, that's all he's just bringing to the table. His passive, he needs support to be able to, for him to proc his passive, where he gets more wind penetration through that. So he'll be doing even more damage. But yeah, he's a very, very solid damage dealer, but I think I'm going to place him in the A tier for now. Overall, in most content, he's really good. If you need that wind unit and you're going against that single target boss, you look no further. Don Heng got you. I mean, let's just go ahead and get it out the way because she's here already, right? We're going to go ahead and grab Clara, guys, and we're just going to throw her in C, right? Nah, I'm kidding. Clara, she is a really good unit, honestly, and I really started liking this character even more as I played through the story of Honkai Star Rail. I recommend everybody to go play through the story of Honkai Star Rail because it's so good. I'm fully invested into it. But yeah, the story has made me like her more, but no bias towards just the story, right? This unit, I think is a good unit. It's the 5-star physical unit that has the robot Svarog with her. Very awesome looking robot. That she does a decent amount of AoE damage with her E, and then she has the robot Svarog that's going to be countering a lot. That's going to be countering her, and then also marking enemies to do more damage, and then also her robot can cover for your other people. So very solid there. She's definitely going to be doing a good physical damage, probably the best because she's the 5-star physical, and you can build her pretty well with that. So I'd give her a S tier. I don't know. I want to put her on S tier, but then I also want to put her on A tier because you can build some comps around her that you can give her attention so people can attack her, because the more time she gets attacked, the more counter attacks she's gonna get off and the more marks as far as gonna put out. So I honestly would put her on high A, low S, but so for in the meantime, we're gonna put her at high S because again, she is the 5-star physical damaging unit right now. But honestly, you can't go really wrong with the main character because he starts off really, really good as a physical damage dealer. Now that we're on the main character, guys, most of the time I'm used to writing off main characters in gacha games. Like once I get them, I'll put them to the side and start using the new units I get. But that's not the case here, guys. The main character in this game is actually absurdly strong. Well, not absurdly strong, but like really strong. We're gonna just use this picture as his physical form, and this one for the fire form, the girl MC, because he does have 2 forms. It's just like in Genshin Impact where the Traveler gets multiple elements. There's no difference here, but the physical form is actually pretty good, guys. And he does AoE damage on his E, and then on his ultimate you can choose between it can be a single target or AoE. So I really like that diversity that brings, and he does really good damage as well, guys, when you build him up. And on his technique too, like if you don't have a healer, he can heal like 15% of your units at HP, which comes in handy a lot. But yeah, he does a lot of damage, but other than the damage that he brings, that's all he's really going to be bringing. And he has these other things there that help him do more damage and stuff, but other than that, he's just a straight up physical damage dealer. But like I said, he does a lot of it, so don't get it twisted just because he's the MC. They made the MC actually really good in this game. And now as far as the fire MC, man, the fire MC is 100% going to be either S or double S tier. And again, this is the main character because the fire MC, it has a taunt, puts shields, does good damage based on their defense, and you're gonna stack them on defense. They're very tanky. Honestly, I want to give this unit double S because of how good this character is. And then they have an enhanced attack too that puts another shield, so they has a countless amount of ways to put shields. Then they it also becomes an AoE damage. Now they aren't the highest damaging dealer in the game, but they still do a decent amount of damage for being a tank, and a great job at defending your team. Honestly, I'm gonna put this probably a hot take right here, but I'm gonna put the Fire MC in the double S tier. You guys will see what I'm talking about when you get to the Fire MC on how good they are. Honestly, I think this unit is fantastic. And then next we got Gepard. Gepard is a unit that is really good, guys. He can freeze a single target on his E, and he can also put a big shield on his ultimate to protect your teammates. Now this is going to come really handy, especially in late game where you're going to be going against enemies that are going to be doing a bunch of damage and you need that protection. Now he does have a passive in his talents where he can go ahead and get more attention to himself so the enemy can attack him more. But it is something you do have to unlock. You will get that ability towards early midish game, but yeah, once he gets that, it becomes even more valuable because of course he's a tank. You're going to want to build him tanky, and he's going to be absorbing a lot of the damage from your teammates while he's also protecting them and doing some CC on the field. But he's a very solid character. I think this unit is going to be used a decent amount, especially in higher end content. Or those boss fights, or those fights that's going to be difficult. So yeah, he's going to get a lot of usage near the end. But I would give this unit either high A or low S, but for now we'll just throw him in high A for now. Next we got Herta. Herta is a beast AoE clearing unit, guys, and her kit is basically revolved around getting the enemy below 50% HP, and when they get below 50% HP, she does a follow-up attack, and she does a good amount of damage and does a great job at clearing waves. Now her main fall off point, guys, is when she's going against a single target boss or something. She really falls off really hard. That's the main thing about her, so that's the only reason why it doesn't want me to put her on S tier. As far as clearing and for like heavy swarm units or enemies, she can easily clear that out. But when it comes to like high-end bosses where you're gonna need that single target damage, she falls off really hard. So that's what makes me want to drop her rating a little bit more, and we're actually gonna put her all the way right here towards right after the physical MC. But yeah, if it wasn't for that, guys, like I would have seriously put this unit way up more, because she does put in work. It's not enough, honestly, when it comes to those single target bosses. Next we got Jing Yuan. This unit is a straight up beast, guys. This guy is amazing. He basically brings a unit with him to battle, and in the battle he's gonna be buffing his lightning lord up himself while doing damage, and then on top of that his lightning lord is gonna come through and do more damage as well. So it's like having 5 units on the field because of this guy. He does really good with AoE, don't get me wrong. He's just really good at clearing waves, but because he has that extra unit and he's doing damage as well, he's gonna and he's gonna be pumping up the damage that his unit, his lightning lord, can do, which is the extra unit. He's gonna be pumping out pretty good single target damage and AoE damage as well. So this unit is actually really good, guys. I want to put him all the way in top S right now, but I'm pretty sure he can probably most likely end up in double S. But now we'll just put him in top S for now, and if anything we'll move him. That's where I think he belongs right now. Now next we got Natasha, guys. She is a free healer that you're gonna be getting, and she is fantastic, guys. I really love this character too in the story. But as far as healing, she's very solid. She's tanky. You build her with a lot of HP. As long as you build a lot of HP, it scales off of it. So she heals really well. Not the biggest numbers, but she still heals pretty decently well, enough to do the job done, and she can do a dispel too as well. I think that she is a solid healer, honestly, and she's really good for being a 4-star hero. She is a physical unit though, but that's not bad. I think this unit is really good, and honestly I really like her a lot. I think she belongs in the A tier. Now next we got March 7th. March 7th, I really enjoy March 7th because she does have a lot of CC with her freeze and stuff, and then she can apply a shield and also give that unit a lot of attention, and then she can counterattack to help break or just do that extra damage. Now she's mainly used for the CC and stuff and the somewhat defense, but I think she's really good. But I wouldn't put her like in the S tier. I think she still does her job really well, and her CC is really good. But again, it's not always guaranteed to get that freeze. And yeah, I think she's pretty good. She does have a dispel too in her E, which makes her even more valuable, but I would honestly put this character in the A tier. Now next we got Seele, which is most likely gonna be the first banner unit here in Honkai Star Rail if they keep it as is. This unit is bonkers, and she can do a bunch of damage, and she can get a lot of resets, and she's like the fastest character probably in the game as well. So even if she doesn't get a reset, she's still going to be taking a bunch of turns. She's going to do a lot of damage as well. She boosts her own speed. She's just going to be doing a bunch of damage. She has her own damage boost. She don't need nobody, even though of course she's going to have people to back her up. She's really good, guys. I want to put this unit in the S tier, but the thing is that she's relying on getting those extra turns, and if she doesn't get those extra turns, it does hurt her a little bit, but not as much because she's still gonna be taking a lot of turns because she's so fast. But I'm gonna go ahead and place this unit in the S tier, just because the sheer amount of damage and how fast this unit is. She's gonna be putting in work. Next we got Serval, another free 4-star thunder unit. Now she is good. She likes to apply dots and she likes to extend it, and she does a decent amount of damage as well, and that's basically it. And her kit revolves around getting more damage around that. But yeah, she does her job well for a thunder unit, so we're just gonna keep her at A, and she does a good amount of AoE as well. Now next we got Yanqing. Now this kit is a 4-star lightning unit that came into the game recently in the closed beta 3, and I've had my decent fair share of trying her, and she's actually pretty good, guys, because she can regenerate one of your allies energy and give them a damage boost on her ultimate. But the main thing is getting that energy. She gives them a lot of energy, guys. Like I'm talking about like half of like 50 energy, which is a lot. So that makes her really valuable. And on top of that, her buff, her E buff that she puts on someone, she can actually apply the lightning damage on them. So it's really good. And just she boosts even more damage. So yeah, she's like a damage boosting unit that gives energy, but still really good. I think this unit is pretty solid as far as the support, but I'm gonna put her in the A tier for now. Next we got Welt. This guy is a beast. He's gonna be controlling the enemy with his ultimate. It is AoE. It's gonna be delaying their turn. This character is gonna make the enemy have a hard time getting a turn, and because of that, he's like a master manipulator at that, and he's always proccing that imprisonment buff on them, which is kind of nuts, and putting speed down and getting damage boosts after speed downs and stuff, and multi-hits so he can be able to break. I think this character is insane. I'm gonna put this character in the S unit. Very, very solid unit. Now next we got another character that is also new. Her name, I believe, is pronounced as Xing, but this character, she's good, but she's kind of gambly in a sense because you want to match up her jade stones. And when she does, her basic attack becomes empowered and it becomes AoE, and her ultimate is good. Like she does more AoE damage and gives her a guaranteed 4 match on her jade stone, so she can have an empowered attack. But overall, I don't really see any use in her because her E, like when you do use it, you can keep resetting it until you finally match the 4 stones, but at a cost of using your skills, which is pretty risky, to be honest. And that's what makes it so casino-like with her. She's a fun unit, don't get me wrong. I don't really use her that much. She is quantum, right? So if you don't have Seele, this is the unit you're gonna be using. But I don't know. I think she's probably one of the worst units in the game right now. I could be wrong though. I'm still doing more testing on her. I've used her quite a little bit, But yeah, that's from what I've been using her in. I think we're just gonna place her in the B tier for now because she still has some uses, again, because she's quantum. And she's a free unit that you get as well, so can't go wrong with free. Then next we got Himeko. She is a fire 5-star unit that specializes in AoE and just basically clearing out waves and just taking out a swarm of enemies so she can go ahead and keep proccing her passive. I think this unit's good. Yeah, I don't think she's the best. Right now, she's definitely a fire damage dealer that is very good at clearing waves, but that's about it really. Not the best single target damaging moves, but either way, she's still pretty good though at taking out those waves, especially if you pair her up with Herta. Her and Herta are an insane combo for wave clears. And then we got Pela, which is a 4-star ice unit, and she's the first unit here that applies the defense down buff, and not only that, it's AoE. So that's, you're gonna find this a lot of use in defense down because it amplifies your team's damage even more. But she's still good. She's ice. You can use her when you need her for those ice battles, and she removes enemies buffs, especially those pesky enemies that put on those overpowered buffs. She can take those off, so she has some really good use in that. But I'd like to put her at the bottom of A as well. She does have her use cases, but as of right now, I think she definitely belongs in A, and she does fine in A. Now, these characters I really haven't got to either use much, but I went over their kits, so this is my opinion. I'll just give them here and still try to rank them the best I can. But again, these are probably going to be the most inaccurate rankings I can put for these units. But for sample, he is a 4-star wind unit, and his E is a multi-target hitting move. Which is good because it's going to be able to break really good, and he's more of a he can do damage, but he can help enhance those units that rely on the doing damages on their dots, such as Serval right now, which is she's very heavily reliant on her dot damage as well. Her kit is revolved around that, so he's really good in that sense, and he does a good damage himself, so we're just gonna put him in A for now. Now Hook, she is a 4-star fire damage dealer. She does specialize in doing a lot of single target fire damage. Now she has ways of doing AoE damage as well when she uses her ultimate, which is another single target move, and it makes her E enhanced, so she'll be able to do an attack that hits adjacent enemies. It's not the widest attack, but it is still an AoE attack for a unit that does really good single target damage. And she also applies burn as well, so she's actually very good, guys, and I would actually move her all the way up to this tier around here, just because of how good her damage is as far as like single target, and because she has that usefulness of being AoE and having damage over time as well. So we're gonna put her here. Hook is a very solid 4-star fire unit. Then we got Arlan, guys. This is a 4-star electric unit, and he basically takes away his life in order to do damage, which is good and bad at the same time. Because he's going to be losing HP, he's going to be able to pump out even more damage than your usual unit. But it's kind of bad because in this game, enemies do hit really hard, so he becomes kind of somewhat of a liability. Yeah, he's very risky to use, especially towards the end game when the enemies start hitting really hard, and you're gonna be fighting more than one boss or more than one wave and stuff. You're definitely gonna want to bring a team that supports him, but also you're gonna have to find a well-diverse team that can also cover those other weaknesses. And because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the B tier for now. Again, the damage is gonna be there, but it's still very risky, and because of that, we're just gonna put him here. Now next we got Sushang, and she is an excellent 4-star physical damage dealing unit that gives herself speed if the enemy is broken. So as long as they're broken, she's always gonna have a natural way of make herself faster. And then she also gives herself an extra turn, and then she hits really hard as far as single target. This unit does really well because she has a move where she can hit someone, and then that hit can also follow up and do even more damage, which is called her sword stance, and her ultimate gives her that guaranteed when her sword becomes enhanced. So she's very good, guys. I would actually consider putting this unit all the way either top A or low S, just because of how good and useful her kit is. But we're gonna keep her at low A for now. She definitely hits hard and can definitely decimate enemies. We're just gonna put her at low S for now, because why not? But yeah, guys, this is my tier list. Of course, there's things that could be due to subject to change, or things can change on later on when the game does finally release. But these are my initial thoughts of where I think the characters should be placed. But like I said, my thoughts and opinions on these characters might change over time as I play more and as I get deeper into the game. But as of right now, this is what I think. Also, I thought about it. Honestly, I think Gepard deserves to be in the S, just because of how great his support and his shield and CC would be. We're also going to go ahead and move Asta down to the top of A tier, and then we're also going to bring Clara down all the way down to the bottom of S tier. And this is my finalized tier list, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below with your suggestions or opinions on what you guys think should be moved up or down. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Jada. I'm out. Peace.